Hey YouTube, I wanted to make this video about this product called an ozonator or an ozone generator. So this is what it looks like on the box, and I have unboxed it just now, and this is what's in it. It's the main part here, the ozone generator itself, and this comes with two tubes. The tubes are about 3 to 4 feet in length, and the other part it comes with is 2 stone balls, and that's where the ozone's going to come out of once you've connected everything together. So the way this works is it has a timer on it, and it goes from 0 to 60 minutes, all the way to 60 minutes, which goes all the way around. So you can use this as a timer for up to 60 minutes at a time. The bottom part of the ozonator has a little hole, and that port is for you to connect one end of the tube to. So you just push the piece in like that. Make sure it's firmly attached so that there's no ozone leaking out of it. And then you connect the other end to one of your stones. Make sure that's on tightly. So this is how it works. I'm going to just go ahead and turn it on, set the timer. I'm going to ozonate my water for 5 minutes. When you're talking about pesticide removal and for the life of your vegetables and fruits, you would turn the ozonator on for about 10 to 15 minutes. But when you're just for drinking water, I wouldn't go more than 5 minutes. If you're disinfecting water, it would be 10 to 15 minutes. But if you've just already got clean water and you just want to add oxygen into your, if you just want to infuse ozone into your water that's already clean, I wouldn't go for more than 5 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and turn this on just so you can see how it works. So this is the unit, super simple. I love it because there's not a lot of electronic components to it. I'm just going to set it to maybe just a minute or so, just so that you can see it working. You don't want the gases to escape into the air, so you make sure that the other end is always into the water. So I've got the other end in my water bottle here, and I will hold it up as soon as I turn it on. Okay, I'm going to set it to just a minute or two, and once you hit the button, the light will go on and the machine will start. This is what it looks like. So you can easily tell when it's on. And what I would use the second unit for would be for ozonating olive oil. What some people might use is they might keep one stone ball for their water and one for ozonating things like meat if they don't want the two touching, because you can ozonate water or any pathogens or viruses that might be brewing in your seafood or meat could be cleansed with this as well. You would do the same thing, put the meat in the water, and then use maybe the other stone ball for meat. So this could be like the white stone is for all your meat and the gray one is for all your vegetables, let's say. So it's nice to have two. What I used to do with my second one is put it strictly for oils, because you can ozonate things like oil, and now it won't have a good taste, so I would never use it for any kind of food purposes. But you can ozonate things like olive oil, and what it does is once it's infused with enough ozone, it becomes very healing, because the olive oil itself is healing, but then also the ozone that's trapped inside the oil will become very healing for things like cuts, wounds, and burns. Making ozonated olive oil is very easy, but I will do another video on a different day, ozonating olive oil. You can use these two balls for different purposes like oil and water or meat and vegetables. Ozone, of course, is something that is naturally occurring in the atmosphere. And when you get a nice rainstorm, you can smell it in the air. It's pushing that ozone down from the atmosphere closer to the ground where you can smell it just before a rainstorm happens. And that ozone can either be in nature or you can reproduce it, which is what this ozonator does. It reproduces ozone. Ozone is basically like, instead of H2O with 2 oxygens, you've got ozone has 3 oxygen. So it has an extra oxygen element to it. And when you have ozone or O3, you now have something very powerful and potent. And they figured that out, that it's very good for disinfecting and destroying pathogens. Different cities and towns have water treatment plants that use ozone to purify the water. They found it works 1.5 times better than even chlorine does for the water treatment. So it's used commercially, but it's also used in individual people's homes. One, for the same reason. One is to purify water. So if you have water that is not purified, you can purify it with an ozonator. Ozonated water for drinking purposes would be ozonated for about 5 minutes in a container about this size or a cup. And once it's ozonated, the water will become not only detoxifying to your body, but it will be an immune system builder. You would not want to drink a whole lot of it, maybe a half a cup to start off with. This is actually pretty potent, and anything that is detoxifying can give you a reaction, which is called the Herxheimer. It's not the water itself that's causing the reaction. It's the destruction of pathogens causing that reaction in your body. So you want to go slow when you're first starting out with anything for detoxing. Half of its strength will be lost within 30 minutes. So when you're using it for internal or external purposes, its power will be gone within 30 minutes. Some people actually use the ozonator to detox and destroy pathogens in a room. You take the unit, put it in the room that you'd want to disinfect, and just set it there. Turn the timer on and turn it on, and then leave the room. Because ozone, though safe in any format when it's involving water, is no longer good for you, and it's no longer safe to be in that room when it's just the gas coming out. So what you would do to disinfect a room, and what people do, is to just close the door behind them, leave the timer on, and then wait half an hour after the time has elapsed, and then you can go in that room and take the generator out. So if that makes sense, ozone is perfectly safe when you're using it with water, and it is not safe to be around when you're just using it as a gas. My favorite thing that I use ozonated water for is to clean my store-bought fruits and veggies. My store-bought fruits and veggies come with pesticides on them. Unfortunately, we have really no way of knowing what has the most pesticides and what has the least, but when you've actually brought your vegetables and fruits home, if you clean it in a solution, which is either vinegar or baking soda, you can be pretty sure that you've gotten rid of most of the pesticides. When you use the ozonator, it works the same way as well. You can get rid of pesticides using the ozonator, but it also preserves your fruits and vegetables just because of that infusion of oxygen into the water. When these veggies are soaking in that oxygen, it gives it that extra life. So those fruits and veggies will last longer in your fridge. Another way that you can use the ozonated water is to disinfect surfaces. So one way that you could do this is by pouring water into a spray bottle. You can spray countertops, you could spray sinks, you could spray doorknobs, you could spray light switches, you could spray tables, you could spray baby toys, and make sure that all these things have been disinfected. So it's very handy for that purpose. I found with this pamphlet that came with the actual unit, they had a few suggestions that I hadn't thought of before. One's for teeth brushing, kill bacteria in the mouth and remove halitosis, bad breath. Another way that they've suggested is for washing your face. So the same way that you would cleanse and detox inside your body by drinking it, it's the same way you can cleanse and detox your face on the outside by using it maybe with a washcloth or something, just washing your face with it. That will add oxygen to your face. One other way you can use the ozonator is when you're cleaning laundry. If you have laundry or say washcloths or dishcloths that sometimes get musty or moldy or mildew on it, you can actually just soak them in a tub of water or in a bowl of water, however you want to do it. You can add this ozonated water to your washing machine, or you can just put individual items into a bucket or something like that that's with ozonated water in it and just let them soak. They will become disinfected and deodorized in that water. I have purchased this again. I used to have one and it broke. It lasted about 2 years though, and it was well worth it. I used it all the time. One new way that I plan on using it is in my garden, because ozonated water is just as good for plants as it is for people. And when you pour water on a plant that's dying or that's being attacked by some sort of fungus or even some other beetles or bugs that have weakened the plant somehow, you can use the ozonated water to help heal the plant. It will fight the infection or the bacteria or the fungus much faster if you use ozonated water. And it will also help to build up the plant's root system. And once the plant's root system is stronger, it will actually help the plant to absorb nutrients better. So this is why ozone is so good for plant life. And it also builds up the soil by destroying the pathogens and microbes that don't belong there at the same time. These are some of the major ways that you can use the ozonator. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. And if you have any questions about it, you can always ask me in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I hope you are doing well. See you in the next video.